Okay, hello and welcome. This is video 13 on how to use the Field 1 software. This is a short video on how to process credit cards. Now, to process cards in Field 1, one step that needs to be done prior is there has to be an invoice created. Field 1 is not a traditional credit card machine in the way it works. There has to be an invoice to apply the payment to. And that is the amount, that is where Field 1 will get the amount to put on the card is from the invoice itself. So be sure you have an invoice before attempting to make a payment. There's two ways we can accept a payment via credit card. The first method can be over the phone, which you would have to manually punch in all the information. The information you would have to have will be the card number, the expiration date, the 3-digit security code on the back of the card. This, if you don't know, is at the top right corner of the signature bar on the back of the card. You will also need the name on the card and the complete billing address, not just the zip code, but the complete address. The other method, or the preferred method, would be the swipe method, in where the customer presents the card is swiped, and the card is processed. This is preferred because it is more secure, amongst other reasons. Now, to start, we have to find the invoice that we're looking for. In this case, I know we need invoice 11, so we're going to go directly to invoice lookup. We're going to open our invoice, and here's our invoice screen. There's many ways of getting to this. If you don't have the direct invoice number, you can look it up by customer or job site, but that was all covered in a previous tutorial number 10. Tutorial number 12. Once we get to this screen, it's as simple as Actions and Create Payment, and this will bring up our payment window. Now, from this window, the first thing we need to do is select the card type, or the payment type, may I say. In here, we would select the type of card the customer is using. Note, it does have American Express, but we cannot take American Express payments. In this case, we're going to click MasterCard. Now, instead of just putting anything in here, go ahead and click on the Process Credit Card, and it'll bring up our complete menu. And what we will do is start by putting in the card information. This would be the direct entry method. In this case, we'll put in the card number, the verification code, and then the expiration date. Now, you don't necessarily have to do it in that order. You can do it in any order you would like. We're going to just put in a dummy address here. Now remember, you do have to have all of this information. If we tried to run it right now and we hit OK, it's going to error because we do not have the zip code entered into the file yet. We'll hit OK. We'll put in a zip code. And when we hit OK, it will attempt to run the card. We're going to get an error because we're not set up. This is our test file. It is not set up to run cards. So in the real file, it would have attempted to run the card, and it either would have come up and said your payment has been successfully processed, or there was an error, please contact the processing center. And it would give you the phone number to call. In this case, the payment was not processed because this is a test file. The other method we can use, and we're going to cancel this payment, we'll reopen our invoice. The other method would be to come to Actions, Create Payment. Now from this screen, just click your Process Credit Card, and there's a button here that says Swipe Card. You click that, swipe the card through the card reader, and it would automatically put in the data you need to run the card. As you can see, it filled in the card number and the expiration date, and that is all that's needed when the card is swiped. From there, you would hit your OK button. It would attempt to process the card. If there was a problem, it would give you a pop-up with an error and the phone number to call. If the card was processed successfully, it would give you a pop-up that said your payment was successfully processed, and it'll close the window for you. That's it to accepting credit cards. But remember, the first step to do it is you have to have an invoice created. You cannot just run a card for a miscellaneous amount. It has to be applied to an invoice. And that's it for this tutorial on Field 1.